All right, let's start it running. So here's go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever is a member of my community, welcome back, and who is not, I hope you survive. So you subscribe to help you survive to being targeted. I am your man, just simply sharing information, whatever I experience myself. So here's the deal. The name of this video is sabotaging mobility of a target individual, and I'm not talking exactly sabotaging within the city where you live. Usually, it's kind of a perimeter. Not everybody bothers you, but here's the deal: the a lot of you went through a time of targeting where you wanted simply to tell everybody to take a hike, get in your car, and leave. But you realize that it's not easy to do. So, usually there is something always happen that will, when you're targeted, that you would be getting targeted the second way in a different form. Like if you decide to leave, suddenly there's some kind of a crime happens, and you have a face, pretty much your face. It's put on TV set and in a police report set, or just a description of you, and the and you leaving would can result in some kind of a prosecution, wrongful prosecution. This is one thing. The second thing is actually financial, because not everybody has money. First thing, what gangstalkers do, they do perpetual impoverishment in order for you not to have freedom to move around, because freedom to move around requires financial support. Okay. And the third one is de facto mobility by itself. There's something you should have that will take you from one place to another, and it's your car. And in from experience of law enforcement information that periodically gets out, there was a lot of situations in northwest of the United States where there are a lot of environmental groups are, and there is environmental groups. They have massive experience of exactly this, how some of their stuff being kind of played with in order for them not to be mobile in a way. So the reason is very simple. There are several situations. Sometimes if you have a problem with the government, then they need to follow you, and it costs money. Surveillance is unbelievably expensive stuff. Then there is other stuff. For instance, what do you do? For instance, environmental groups, they were going boycotting the like chicken farms, turkey farms, steak, meat production for factories and so on. And it would piss off a lot of people because this is their living and they live in the area. So locals were really, really angry as well. And so local police officers can be or local police. And if police cannot do by law anything, local militias would be involved because their families, as I said, this is everything is financial interest. So what they would do, there's several things that are several things they are um, important. The environmental groups at the time in the 90s, they realized that when they have some kind of thing to do, they would find their vehicles vandalized, or something would happen and these vehicles would have to be either repaired or something to be taken care of there. But the sabotage, what actually would do, will stop the the people to move from one place to another to do whatever they have to do. So then, with local financial institution, there is another thing. The local financial institutions would sometimes repossess vehicles by error. There's some kind of a payment missing or stuff like this. People have the car payments, and the these car payments. Suddenly you will go home and you don't have your car, or the next day you have to travel or do something. This is one of those things. It's de facto. Again, it can be manipulated. Okay. Then there are liens. Liens. It's not just for environmental, not just for cars, but the liens are you cannot go register a car or you can lose your car. And liens are usually distributed by some kind of court, and sometimes, for instance, the like IRS or local revenue services, like a versus like a Oregon tax place, or here, like in Georgia, how it's called in Georgia, it's called Georgia Department of Revenue, or stuff like this. Simply, with somebody will influence them, or even who knows what. I don't want to accuse governments of anything, and don't have troubles for the future. But the thing is, this is what it is. There is a way of actually hitting your uh, property. The For instance, you have some kind of a tax bill and you don't have. Actually, I'm going through this. That's why I'm kind of more familiar now because it's new. And the just the other one from Northwest at the time was just memories because I live in Utah almost 35 years. They had the same pretty much problem because they had the beef production. So anyway, the it can be done the way that de facto you can end up with no transportation of any kind. And if you have trouble with authorities of some kind, like I said, well, like you can have a tax, they can actually levy your income and they can levy your property. This is what IRS does, or taxation places do, as I said. And you can end up with no money to buy a ticket if you need to go somewhere. Okay. Or you can end up losing your car, which can be for a lot of people devastating. Even when you go to IRS, they'll tell you, well, this is the least they will do. The last what they will do because you need to make money and to make a living, it's bullshit. Whatever it's easier for the government to make their own money, and the rest they don't care. So but if you're targeted, it's a different story. They can do selective targeting. For instance, you have this bill they will send to take your car, and another bill they will send to take your house, or like a deed. You have a deed on the property. They will reevaluate the deed value, and they practically can steal your money from property. They can steal your car. They can steal your money from the property, and you end up de facto on the street. And usually people who, as I said, who are homeless, they at least they sleep in the car for a while. But there's no such thing. If you take everything, this is what the goal is. The Usually when they target somebody, it's going to be to take the property and the value of the property from you, then take your transportation in order to deprive you of making a living, because most of the cities you have a problem without the car. And and de facto you end up, when they levy your accounts, you end up the you can't even pay for a hotel. Okay. And if you collect cash, cash can be taken away from you really easy, either through a robbery or through arrest. If they can do arrest, they'll do is they'll when they arrest somebody, they will strip everything, they will check everything. You have to put everything out of your pockets and so on, take your watch away, rings away, the cross if you wear, everything, and then you go through this filter in a way. Then you, even if you come back first, if you have to post bail. If you don't have the money and the stuff is arrested, they will take your money away, whatever you carry on you. Okay, so de facto you will end up at normal. This is the way to steal. The other way to steal it is to stop it on the road and search for drugs. Okay, so this is what environmentalists gave targeted individual as a gift of information. Okay. And I'm almost talking 11 minutes with them. It was long. I didn't realize it because I love for today. I have a day off today, so I'm kind of a cleaning. I baked myself 6 chicken wings, full ones, and a couple of big potatoes, and some I'm having lunch. I don't drink 1 year and something, so it's very good. Anyway, you guys have a good evening and good day. Sorry, it's almost 11 o'clock here. Maybe I will do another video. And I will say thank you for listening and check out. I'll try to do every day. I try to do one every day. Here, one I do on my channel where I use Russian language. And sometimes I even do another one on my Facebook. And sometimes they're in English, sometimes they're in Russian. But lately I do English because I want some of my management or some of my colleagues to back off, because I have a very unpleasant situation currently. I work for Allied Universal, a security firm, the biggest security firm in the world. There's 800,000 people work in several countries. And I'm a supervisor on one place where I worked for 4 years, but a supervisor I'm only 1 year and so. And I had several really unpleasant racial confrontation with no reason. I never been a racist. Like somebody simply tried to use race as a kind of a weapon. And in the South, in the United States, in the South of the United States, if somebody makes you look like a racist, you are done. You won't be able to do a thing. You won't be able to do business. You won't be able to have work. So de facto, they can destroy your career. Not that I have a career, and I'm not scared much because I've never been a racist. But I had confrontations that were really ugly that I will have to address, and I address the management. Let's see what they do. Anyway, you guys have a good day and stay safe out there, and don't let them for you to fall for a provocation. Count to 10 until you respond, and if you have a problem, like somebody is really pressing on you, you can simply say, like I did, that I'm not talking to a specific person unless it's a job related, because after whatever they did and said, the way was really, really filthy. I had a situation. It was one of the colleagues. It was a woman. So you have a double whammy. You have a racial relationship because we have different races, and then there's a woman. So I have to be kind of a gentleman like, and at the same time I have a filth about my dead mother, directly in my face, and you have to count to 10 because you can respond in a bad way. So I didn't. I kind of from my experience and my experience exactly, I'm kind of already seasoned targeting individual, and that's what it is. Be careful and don't get into provocation, because people will provoke you on purpose. They will. Keanu Reeves said the actor said very interesting stuff. That people gonna use you some way, and then they will be really mean to you, and then they will provoke you in order for you to look like you are an aggressive part. So you never should allow that. For me, always worked sarcasm. You can say a lot of stuff about a person with sarcasm. Will they understand it or not? Who cares? But anyway, have a good day, and thank you for listening. And I hope it loads again fast. It's 14, 15 minutes now. And last time, as I said, I had 25 minutes video. It loaded for 12 hours. Damn.